All right. Hello and welcome to another evening of Dungeons and Dad Jokes. Um, it's it's been a crazy month. We've been in and out the whole time. Um, oh, what do I want to say? Okay. This May we are planning on being in Chicago. I don't know how much we'll be in Chicago just yet, but Rhonda and I both are planning on running games in Chicago at Chicago Steampunk. Check out our upcoming events to check out the Chicago Steampunk, and we do have a link there for their website, so you can click on their website and get more details, hotel information, area information, things of that nature. So check it out and come check out the Chicago Steampunk Convention, or is it Chicago Steampunk Expo? I think they're nope,
It's
they are an expo. Expo, Chicago Steampunk. I do that every time. You know that? All right. So come and check that out. It'll be our first time there, so come say hi. If you're new to watching, please be sure to hit the subscribe button because then you can join in the chat. A couple of us do pop in and out of there. We'll catch you when we pop in and out of there. I do not because I got too much going on here. But so subscribe so you can join in the chat. And I don't know that we have. Oh wait, Rhonda has something coming up in Louisville. Louisville Con? Did they catch you off guard, Rhonda?
the 19th of April is Louisville Con. I will be at Louisville Con running games. And provided that it's not flooded. We have
Oh
massive
no,
amounts of flooding going on out here.
that's right. There is lots of
We got
flooding.
that here too. Not
When
in our city, but
will you know if it's been canceled or whatever?
Oh, I should know before then. I should be
Okay.
fine. I mean, it's not
Okay.
till the 19th, so it
Okay.
should be fine.
Got time.
So,
Got
but
time.
there's lots of stuff flooded. The Kentucky River is out of its banks. There are things flooded in Cincinnati, and the river hasn't even crested yet. They got roads closed all over the place up here because the little Miami's out of its banks and spots.
And it doesn't take much for the little Miami to run out of its banks, so
So, it's really bad in Kentucky.
yeah. All
So,
right. Wow. Yeah. So just keep an eye out. If it
and the
does,
rain's not over yet.
it's still going. Yeah, if it does end up being canceled, we'll be sure to put that on our
Yeah.
upcoming events just to make note of that. So keep an eye on our website. Keep an eye on their website. There's a link to their website. And Rhonda will be there if it's happening. So
Yep,
we
I'll
got
be
10
there.
days. It should be okay by then. One would think.
I should think. I would hope.
I would hope. All right.
We got a week and a half.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think. Is there any other announcements? I don't think there's any other announcements. No? Okay. All right. Then in that case, we'll go ahead and we'll get started with tonight's episode. It's session 102 entitled Dragon Bones. So when we
them bones, them dry bones.
them bones gonna walk around.
Mm.
Um so what happened last time 2 weeks ago for you guys? Last time you decided to enter into the spire. Forsyth took a moment to commune with nature and discovered that the spire and the writhing roots beneath it were the main plant in the area. However, they were willing to let the group pass with the promise of bringing them bodies to lay their spores in. He also learned of another plane bleeding into the realm nearby. Once inside the spire, they realized that the vines had completely engulfed the monolith. Forsyth and his air elemental form flew about the vines and rock to locate a cave entrance. Through various means, the group made it to the cave and entered into the monolith. The tunnels led out into an abandoned city square, where a very ornate building was located. Deciding that was probably the most official building, you guys went in and explored that building. You found an office in there that included several books, trinkets, and a scroll that Kadeth found, and So a couple of the books that you got were like the Heraldry of Varus and Metallurgy, a metallurgy book. Does somebody have a bird screaming outside their window?
Well, it sounded like a cat.
Oh, is Ebony screaming?
No, she's not even in this room.
Oh, huh.
Not like a bird or a
Interesting.
cat. I heard it
I
too.
was just like, what the heck is going on?
I
got
didn't
no
hear
cat.
any, but then I have headphones on, so
If there's a cat outside, I can't hear it. I also
was
can't
thinking
do
it's
anything
wonder.
about it.
Don't think it's Sabrina.
Mm.
I don't hear Sabrina. Who knows? All right. The main floor of the building contained that office, along with a meeting room, and you found the orrery. Evangeline and Fix brung the orrery back to life, and Kadeth sensed a strengthening of magic from below, and of course from the orrery, let the party know. However, when you found the stairs, you decided to check upstairs first. Upstairs was a well-furnished living quarters for someone of great prominence. You guys later put together that it was probably for Shadeen, also known as the Mother of Dragons. Through some recollection of studies, you remembered that Shadeen was indeed the mother of the great dragon from Yashlin. After thoroughly searching the area, you head down to the lower level, where the magic still emanated. This was a single room with a teleportation circle etched in the stone floor and a single upright portal that pulled at you guys slightly. On the other side of the portal was the ring that haloed the spire. The group really quickly realized that they were being pulled away from the portal and decided to explore why. They found a creature whose chest was its own portal with a gravitational pull. The closer you got, the harder it was for resisting that pull. As Buckley was nearly pulled through, the creature was indeed dispatched, and with her knowledge of nanite technology, Evangeline quickly disassembled the creature, preventing it from coming back to life or healing itself, and informed the group that with enough of these, they could probably pull in an entire city. That is where we left off. There was some talk of going to White Lake to see about the Orgaric, to see if you could
check up on
termite
mom and dad.
its orrery, or the lack thereof. Didn't you kick them out of White Lake?
We exiled them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they might try to sneak back in.
I don't know. They might just go find their deceiving fortune elsewhere. They have been discovered. They can't be trusted in White Lake anymore. So with that, what do you guys wish to do?
I say we head to White Lake.
All right. I have the perfect place for us to land.
You go back through the portal then to the vines.
Yeah.
So that you can get out of here because you need plants.
Right. I need some plants, but
But we
I
don't have
wonder.
any bodies to give to these vines.
That's true.
No, but we can walk right through them.
They'll just be angry the next time you show up.
Did we
All
not
right.
fight any creatures? I'm trying to think through.
Yeah, you fought. Well, you did not fight any at the bottom of the spire because Forsyth convinced them to let you pass. And in the ring, give me a minute. In the ring, you fought some metal creature that you weren't really sure what it was doing, and then of course
We've disassembled.
And then the one that you definitely disassembled, the Dark Fathom, is what it is called. Player knowledge. Characters, you don't really know what it's called.
The one that we didn't disassemble. Is it made of anything special?
It's Johnny 5. No disassemble.
Do they need organic bodies?
It looked like that one was searching. It was not messing with the metal. It looked like it was searching for organic material, perhaps. The other one, however, was just pulling things into its portal on its chest. I gotta stop moving that arm, man.
Well, I meant the vines.
Oh, the vines, they were looking for organic material, yes. They wanted you to bring bodies down for them to
We've not found any.
place their seeds and spores. No, there has been no bodies in here.
Then I say we just say sorry and leave if we can.
All right, you travel through the city, back through the tunnels. You get to where there are some vines. They're just vines here. They don't seem to be moving.
And I will cast. What am I casting? Brain went dead. Transport via plants.
Yes. All right. You see the vines open up, and you see an opening open up that you recognize as White Lake. Where exactly are you popping out at White Lake?
Actually, we're popping out near the castle.
Okay.
Because while there might be guards out there, there's less people out there.
That is valid. All
and
right.
we're known to the guards anyway, so.
For the most part.
And we can actually check in with the guy, what's his name? My
Hervin?
friend that we left in charge. Yeah.
Hervin
And see
Thiel.
how, yeah. And check how things are going. Make sure everything's where we expect it to be.
All right. You pop out. You see the castle. You pop out at the castle. A few of the guards startle. And then one of them kind of holds up a hand and says, "Stand down." And they all kind of relax.
It's just us.
Welcome back.
Yeah. So, how are things going?
They're going. About 3/4 of the guards stayed on. Quarter of them kind of left, went on to other cities.
That's good to hear.
Money, you know. They got the mines up and operational. They got a few of the city council, the city folk to be on a council. Hervin's been doing a grand job.
Okay, well, do you think we might be able to meet with him for a few minutes?
Yeah, most likely he's in the castle right now.
Okay. Let's go talk to Hervin and see how things are actually going, and before we go to take care of the things we actually came to take care of.
All right. Absolutely.
I'll say that to the rest too.
He'll motion to a couple of the guards to stay, and the one guard you were talking to begins to lead you in. Were you gonna say something?
What did she go by here? Oh.
Oh yeah, true.
She went by Jahara.
Yes.
Right.
Is Jahara here? He says that kind of like he's forcing himself to say the name.
He kind of smiles a bit. Says, "No, she left here about 3 days ago."
That's probably for the best.
It's the first time I've ever seen a black drake.
Was there anybody that was with that Drake
Well, yeah.
besides Jahara?
Yes. The black drake flew in with somebody on it, dressed in black. Lovely woman. Too old for me.
And what did they say?
Oh, she said nothing to me. I don't. Perhaps Hervin knows. I don't get the privilege of having privy to other people's businesses. I just do what I'm told mostly. She walked out of the castle, hopped on the dragon. They took, or the drake. They took off to the west.
Very well.
That's all I know. He'll show you into the castle. As you kind of walk through the castle, you see some changes within the castle. There's some decor that has stayed around. Some decor has switched out. They got rid of a lot of the, or at least removed from the walls, the heraldry of the former king and queen, as well as their portraits per se. So you do see some empty spots in the halls. It leads you to the throne room, which there is a throne there, but there seems to be a rather large table. Large like family table, not large as in like banquet hall table, but like large family table. Hervin is sitting there, Deal is sitting there, and there's a couple of other people sitting there with them. They seem to be going over some paperwork and whatnot. Hervin notices you all walk in and he stands up and he says, Forsyth and company,
Herman,
great to see you.
just in the area and thought we'd see how things are going.
Things are going well. Come, sit. And he'll kind of motion. You'll see some of the servants, a couple of fresh faces in there, and a couple of older faces that you recognize from your exploits, Forsyth. And they'll kind of move about, and you start hearing clinking of some mugs and whatnot, and they're pulling out what seems to be like just a general ale to pour you guys a drink. It's like, come, sit.
We'll
I'll
sit.
take a seat. Where did Jahara fly off to?
Apparently she received a message that she is needed in, what is the name of that city? It's in the Black Riach. She is needed in Legrache. And so she took off to Legrache. That woman, she's a mystery. What does she do anyway? She seems somewhat familiar with you guys. What is her actual job? We only knew her as like a fun time when she was here last. She seems of much more import and, quite frankly, shrouded in mystery.
A fun time.
Well, yes, when she was in town, the parties never stopped. And neither did the rumors, which was kind of nice.
How do I put this? Her job is above your pay grade.
I figured as much. She never shared. That's fine.
Appreciate the information, though. How's everything
Absolutely.
else going?
Everything's going good. It seems the city is picking up right where it left off and in better spirits. Or so I've been told, and it kind of motions to the couple of other people that are there. I've been mostly here organizing the city's finances and books per se, making sure that everything's in order. Found a few discrepancies, but that was not unexpected. Uh, Deal's been mostly doing a lot of the stuff in the town.
Hmm.
Well, it's good to see that things progressed in a orderly manner.
They are indeed. We'll probably be back to exporting here before too long. Now that
Any
The mine is good.
Any news from those thieves? I mean, my parents?
Nope, they skipped town. Well, before you did, I think. I think you were the ones that threw them out. And we haven't
Yeah,
seen them
but
since.
you know how people like them can often try to sneak back in and
Well,
do
that
an
is
underground
true.
following.
That is true. That is true. But we have not heard from them, so I'm assuming they are not here. But we'll keep
That's
an eye out.
okay. If you hear tell of them, send word through the Trinston estate. We will follow up if need be.
Will do. Oh, he'll offer you, food, stay. You know, are you just skipping through, or are you staying for the evening?
We have a task in mind, but I'll let my friend Fix explain if of any help we might need from you. Because Charles can't remember.
I looked to Forsyth. Well, I don't know how worn down you are from our last trip. Do you need rest?
Not particularly.
Kadath, Evangeline?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I need to check out my sheet to see if I'm good or not.
Yeah, you have not had a long rest.
I'm
just
good.
so you know.
Quote unquote.
Good. You have not had a long
I-
rest. Whatever spells you might have used for the Dark Fathom, they're still gone. You haven't had a
Yeah.
long rest. And it's about early afternoon. I'd say maybe 1, 2 o'clock.
I'm good.
Might be best.
Hey, we can always rest before we go over to, because we have a little bit of a trek to make.
True.
Yeah.
We can either rest before or rest when right before we arrive, basically.
I say we rest before we head out.
Yeah.
Before
I
we-
mean, we're being offered good lodging here. Might as well take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And he'll kind of wave his hands, and you'll see a couple of maids disappear. They'll have rooms ready for you shortly.
No hurry. We can talk about things, how, whatever's on your mind.
Some good small talk.
How's the fishing?
Fishing's great. Turtles are laying their eggs. We got a
Happiness and
surplus
joy.
of turtles this year.
So the economy is booming?
The economy is picking up, at least this year. We'll see how sustainable it is.
Well, if you've got a surplus, you can always store some commodities
Yes, indeed.
towards the future.
And how's our mine doing?
The mine is picking up. The miners are no longer terrified to go into the mine, so that has helped immensely.
And have you been able to mine the obtainium?
We have mined some. Not an extensive amount. We needed to get ourselves back up and running, but we haven't put it completely to the wayside. We have mined some.
That's no sense in not.
How much might you need?
It's part of our agreement, all of it.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, but I mean immediately. Of course, you're going to
Nothing
get that.
immediately.
Okay. Because we do have some, so I can give you some if
Right.
you need some now, or I can hold on to it, transport it later.
Hold on to it for now. I have plans for it.
Very well. All right. Anything you wish to do for the evening? He'll continue to make small talk, let you know how the town is doing, and that they're planning a festival probably in a couple of months once things get routine again, and whatnot. So to keep town spirits up and remind people that the king and queen are no longer there, and things of that nature. But don't make some small talk. Anything in particular you wish to do for the evening?
Probably look through their library for books on zoology.
All right.
As I grow in power, I need more resources at the higher levels.
I need more people, more things, more things.
more beasts.
Oh, are you kidding me? Hoy. Oh, the shoulder. Okay. All right. You will find a couple of books on beasts, most of which you kind of know. One of which I'm not sure if I've given you yet. Oh, I need a pen. Let's not use that color. Oh, that hurts. That hurts so bad. All right. I need to write it down so I know to get it in there for you. It is called the Ithson.
Okay.
It is a two-legged, non-flying winged creature, kind of like an
Okay.
ostrich.
Yeah.
But it has a little bit more of a lizard-like appearance.
Hmm.
They are very quick. They can move at 40 feet. And
That's pretty nice.
they have some gases that they can release. When it takes damage, it releases a dark yeah. When it takes damage, it releases a dark greenish gas from orifices throughout its body. Each creature within 10
Okay.
feet must succeed on a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or become addled. Creatures immune to poisons are immune to this. Addled victims behave randomly, so basically they become confused. And there's a little table down here for what happens to them if they become
Okay.
addled. It's a protective measure that it can confuse its prey.
Okay.
They are a medium beast, and they do have dark vision.
Ah.
So.
Might be worth looking into.
So you learn about those guys. They are commonly found in the Austrian woods, the purple woods.
Okay.
They are commonly found there, but they've been seen throughout all of the steadfast, really, mostly in wooded areas.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything for the evening as Forsyth studies as zoology?
Of course. Fixes forging.
amongst other things. But I'll let you go ahead first and keep imagining.
I'm working on nanites.
How
right.
presumptuous.
I am working on nanites. And then when I get bored with working on nanites, I will probably draw in my book.
Okay. So you work on some nanites. You still working on the communication thing? I mean, you know how to do it. You just haven't been able to extend it yet.
Yeah,
you have to kind of make them bigger.
Working on that.
Okay.
On all the extension of the territory of that.
Okay. All right.
Question:
did-
Did I finish that tool?
Almost.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
one good night of forging, you'll probably have it finished.
Then I will be working on that. Not wanting to intrude on my mother's thoughts any more than I have to anymore. While I'm doing that, I'm actually going to, I guess, check in or see if I can get any information from the jagged tattoo link, like
Okay.
emotions, to see if anybody that's part of that inner circle is harmed or in distress, things like that, seeing what I can do. And also checking in with Philethus.
Okay. You can check in with Philaethus. Go ahead and roll me your nanite, not Evangeline. I mean, you'll probably roll above a 30, but just to check.
Not if I don't find my dice. There they
Oh, darn, she failed a roll.
are.
You have regressed in your progress.
That is a 37.
37. I'm telling you, it is a bird. There is some bird that is just happy as a lark.
I don't hear anything.
I
Sounds
would
like a
be-
crow, to be honest.
I don't have on any hearing aids or anything. So.
All right.
One of the first things when I got my hearing aids was, ooh, I hear birds.
So with your study of your nanites moving and whatnot, you have discovered that to reach, like, if you were judging Yashul from here, your device would maybe be fist size to Yashul. To cross into the steadfast, this device is going to have to be bigger. So you realize very quickly that this is not going to be a pocket device to have very large communication, unless you start figuring out how the nanites themselves might be able to shrink.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? It might not be a bird. Is somebody playing with a dog toy? It does sound like a squeaker from a dog toy.
That time it did, but previous sounds, it's definitely a bird.
Okay.
We are
This is
Don't look at me.
guess
we are
the
10
sound.
o'clock at night. Phil is in bed. Rick is in bed. Alex is in bed because he works in the morning and he's not feeling well. Ain't nobody playing with no dog toys around here.
The dogs are sleeping too.
Dogs are in bed as well.
All right. Well, I don't have squeaker toys. Anyway, I'm very curious. I want to know what the sound is. I want to sleuth now. Okay.
Now, when you say I hear a snoring sound, I will get up and close doors.
Okay.
Except for that time because Rick did it on purpose.
Uh, all right. For the evening fix, go ahead and roll me your forge.
$34.
34. All right. You hammer out this tool. You feel a resonance with this tool. Does not require any kind of attunement or anything, but you realize that this tool is important. You feel it resonate to you. You are assuming, probably because it is Gon's tool and you are following Gon. It's easy to assume that. You do know, after finishing this tool, that this is almost, I don't know if I've shared this with you yet, this is like a skeleton key.
Okay.
You're not quite sure to what just yet, but you did find the directions mixed within the directions of an orrery.
Okay. Then once I've checked in with Philethus and the others, if I still have time during the night, I will dig through those instructions and reread them.
All right. You check in with Phalathus.
Let him know
Phalathus
that
is
we got the other orrery going.
good. How many does that leave?
3, I believe.
I'd have to look at the map to be sure, but
I'm pretty sure it was 3 when I looked at it earlier.
And so good. Sooner rather than later.
We're on our way to one tomorrow morning. Any updates or anything that is of concern?
Nothing happening here. Vineth came through.
Oh. Anything of import?
He seemed rather excited, but then he's hard to judge.
Hmm.
It's always been a little excitable.
True. Let me know if anything comes of it.
Will
Any
do.
idea why my mother would have fetched my sister?
I don't have connection with her any longer, but knowing from her past, she has probably received word about something and wants to check it out.
Okay.
Probably subtly if it involves, I'm assuming, Liliana, since Gidna is in town.
Yes. Well, let me know if anything comes your way.
Will do.
And have you given more thought?
I have not.
No pressure, but the offer's there.
We'll see how this goes.
That we will. And then with that, I'll cut off the connection and try to see if I can get any major emotions from my family.
You focus on, go ahead and roll me an insight.
Oh God. What is
Oh,
my insight?
You hit him where it hurt.
Okay, never mind. Insight's not that bad. It's investigation that's bad.
In that case, so.
Wait, I changed my mind. Oh.
Doesn't mean you can't roll a 1.
True. 20. I rolled a 14 for 24.
Okay. Yeah, your insight's not that bad.
No. Sorry, 22. It's
Okay.
+8, not +10. Sorry.
All right. All right. As you kind of focus in with the tattoo and you try to connect with your family, you notice you notice immediately with your insight that you are also sensing Cadeth, Evangeline, and Forsyth. You did not expect that necessarily, but you are also sensing them. It's like, that's interesting.
The family you choose.
Yep, it's the family you choose. As you stretch on, you do kind of sense that your mother is moving, and Liliana is with her. You sense them from the same area. They are on the move. Well, they're on the move, but they are in the middle of the Black Riage, like in the middle of the Black Riage.
An odd place.
You're not. I mean, Hervin did say that where they were going was in the Black Riage, so maybe they are near there, scoping things out. They seem to be cautious, yet curious. And so you kind of sense that from them. You sense Dolren and Osper still. Dolren went to Osper. And you sense Dolren and Osper. He seems to be fine. He's calm, relaxed at the moment. You sense Gavian is still in Yashul. He seems to be very excited. He seems to be having the time of his life right now. You sense Brumon is no longer in Nyliesh. Hasn't been in Nyliesh for a while, you don't think. But you sense him in Rarmon. He seems very determined, in a sense. He seems like he's on a mission, steadfast, kind of, stubborn. You sense that feeling from him. You would guess, I mean, on average, somebody who's determined with something is on a mission or on watch per se, like that kind of determination. You sense Gidna and Vineth both in Key, and they seem to be relaxed and enjoying themselves.
Okay. And, sorry, who was it that was on a mission? Was it Burman?
Brumon, yeah, and Rarmon.
Over the link, I'm going to try to send him a poke like, if you need help, I'm here.
You can poke him.
Yep. Like,
All right.
don't go doing something stupid.
All right.
And just leave it at that.
All right. What else do you do? Or is that it, kind of, for the evening?
And then the others I will also send sort of a reassuring
Okay.
type thing.
All right.
The device, how big is it?
It is a rod. So it is, think like a scepter kind of thing. So it is fairly long, maybe 2 to 3 feet in length. Probably 2 feet in length. How tall are you?
Like at dwarf height? I don't know.
4 foot.
Not very tall.
3'5". 3'9".
Yeah, dwarves are like 4.5 feet,
4.5 feet.
5 feet.
And he's
Yeah,
probably
and
like
mountain dwarf's about 5 feet.
He is I have what type. He is a hill dwarf.
You are a hill dwarf.
Okay, that'd be a little shorter than a mountain dwarf. So about 4'9", 4'10", somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, probably about 4'9".
Yeah,
All right.
I know my dwarves.
It's true. You play a lot of dwarfs. So yeah, it's probably about 2.5 feet long.
Okay. Is it weighted well enough that it could whack somebody?
Yeah.
Dwarves are heavy. Pound for pound, they're heavy.
I'll take my my light hammer and put it in my pack, and then actually secure the rod
Okay.
where I would
Where your
sort of
hammer
like
was.
sheathed. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Put your rod in the hammer sheath. Hammer loop.
Yep.
All right. Awesome,
That would
awesome.
actually mean you're taller than me, 'cause in natural form.
Yep. Kadeth, are you doing anything this evening? Or just doing your usual ritual stuff and going to bed?
Yeah, just kind of doing my usual thing.
All right.
Nothing special.
Okay. All right. Evening passes.
Night time.
Yep. Morning breaks and you wake
Long
up.
rest taken.
Long rest taken. You wake up to the smell of a fresh breakfast. Make your way down back to the throne room, and you do see some breakfast laid out on the table. You see Hervin and Deal there eating. After you guys walk in, or as you guys trickle in and whatnot, a couple of the other people that were there earlier trickle in. everybody sits down for breakfast. Herbert says, when do you plan on heading out then?
Soon.
Once we're done with breakfast.
All right. Well then, safe travels.
I don't think that'll be an issue.
You are always welcome here.
Much appreciated.
So, anything you wish to do before you head out?
I take one last read in the library after I finish breakfast on the mammoth.
On a mammoth.
Yeah, because that's the only 6th level beast available. But they are massive.
They are massive. You learn about the mammoth.
Yeah.
As far as they were used in the South Wall or at the South Wall to help move things, transport things. Many of them were wild out there.
To trample things.
To trample things, yeah. Break up ice if need be.
Break up anything.
So yeah, you will learn about the mammoth.
Strength 25 or 24.
Nice.
I mean,
Nice.
24
Nice.
strength.
Nice.
Yeah.
Didn't feel anything specific, but Fix is always chanting to Gond when he's doing his forging and everything. So he looks to Kadath and pulls out the rod and asks him if he can see if this turned out to be magical, knowing that his armor ended up being so.
That's true.
Okay.
God bless your armor. All right, you take a look at it with your detect magic, I'm assuming, because that's at will. You get a very faint feel of divinity to it. Not that it will necessarily do anything of its own accord, but with its divinity, it can trigger something else. It is essentially a trigger object.
Okay.
So like the horse? Oh, not that trigger.
No, not that trigger.
I will let Fix know.
Interesting. Thank you. I will then put it away, or back in its loop.
Back in a loop. It's in a loop.
What's in the box? Oh, wrong.
Well, we're not there yet. All right. All right. Anything else?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. All right. You guys head out. You do know that going from I almost said West Lake, White Lake, you have to go west to get to the Orgaric. Probably 6 to 8 hours tops in a cloud form, or you can trek it for a couple of days.
What's your guys' pleasure? I'm good either way. Because that would give me some time to start playing with the shapes.
Yeah, but we are a little more on a time crunch with getting these things taken care of than I would like. So I'd say probably better to go quickly.
No problem.
No.
Cloud shape it is.
I have a feeling that things are escalating quickly.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I have a feeling that no matter which way we take, we get there just at the right time. We'll call that player knowledge.
Yeah, I was going to say
that's playing outside the lines.
But...
Okay. All right. For sake of the storyline, we'll cloud shape because it's quicker.
All right. You cloud shape. You make it to the outskirts of the Orgaric. Now, as you approach, you notice immediately that the Orgorek, which you expected to be floating in the air, as most of these monoliths are doing, is a little bit more ball-shaped and not so crystalline, because most of these have been crystalline. This is more of a ball shape. And the odd thing that you see immediately is that this ball shape, though it has several hatches on the outside, on top is a gigantic tree. Think like ancient oak. And as the tree on top of it, you see the roots are kind of wrapped around the ball on various sides, like it has grown around this ball. And it is floating, definitely. It is also, you notice from the air, in the center of like a 20-foot diameter parcel of barren land that looks very much like a graveyard. There are rocks sticking out of the soil in lots of different places that look like headstones. And from the air, who knows? But they're all about the same color. They're all white. Anywhere from, that kind of creamy color to stark white, they're all yeah, all of that right in there, all of those randomly scattered about. They're not in neat rows or anything like that, but it does give you the impression of a graveyard. At least from the air. How close do you go before you change out of cloud form?
Actually, I'm thinking we would hit the ground about 200 meters from them.
From the graveyard?
Yes. It gives us enough space to react to anything in the area.
All right. You begin to land. Well, you do land about 200 meters or so away from the graveyard. You change back into your regular form and you proceed on foot. I am assuming then?
Yes.
Okay.
And we will definitely take a quick gander at the area looking for anything that might be where we should be wary of.
As you're watching about the area and you're approaching the graveyard, give me perception checks.
24.
Nicely done.
I was already rolling it.
Forsyth might actually see something.
That would be a 23.
Saw more than her.
17.
My forte is investigation, not perception.
Yeah, well,
My forte is sleight of hand.
Even Kadeth is on his toes this time. What did you roll, Fix?
I tied Forsyth.
Okay. All right. You guys, as you're approaching the graveyard, you see nothing. As you begin to walk into the graveyard, you do begin to see movement out of the corner of your eye. Ow, that hurt. Off to your right. And when you glance that direction, none of you will see anything, but you see movement. You swear you saw movement off to the right?
You see movement out of the corner of your eye. She's pulling.
So it's that kind of movement. I am
Forsyth, what do you see with your tiara?
well, with the tiara,
Ooh,
that's a good question.
That is a good question. How far can you see with your tiara? 60 feet or 120?
Let me take a quick gander at.
I guess 60 feet would probably cover it too.
Let's see, tiara. 60 feet, yeah.
Okay. And you see it's true seeing, right? Because it's
correct. Yes, true
so
seeing.
you can see the ethereal. All right. What you will see as you you look that direction. I forgot about your tiara. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
What you will see with the true seeing is And if you can see into the ethereal, Kadeth, but I think it's only illusions.
No,
isn't it?
no, I can only. It's just trying to see where it is again.
Because I think you're only illusionary, not ethereal.
No, not illusion. It's
Oh.
Why am I not seeing it? Where is it? Which side? Shape change base. Oh, oh no, it is or illusion.
Okay.
And transmutation.
Okay. And well, this is not illusion, so you can't really
Illusion,
see that.
transportation, or shape change.
But you will see, Forsyth, an ethereal creature very much in the shape of a gargantuan dragon.
Okay. Does it notice us? Is it looking at us?
It is looking at you.
Does it appear to be malevolent?
It does not. You see some steam. Well, ethereal steam kind of curling out of its nose.
Okay. Hey guys, there's a ethereal dragon over there. He's watching us, but apparently it doesn't look like he is intending us harm at this point.
Yeah, as long as all he does is watch.
The question is, should we approach and introduce ourselves, or should we walk on as though we don't notice him at all? Because he probably doesn't realize that I see him.
I'd
Can we
say
tell the shade?
The shade. I mean, though the shade would tell you what kind of dragon he is, the shape could also tell you what kind of dragon he
Okay.
is. He is the shape of a gold dragon.
Okay, so he's good in theory.
In theory.
Yeah. But then so are we in theory, except for neutral.
Well.
Out loud. We'll say the name of the gold dragon that's the father of the dude that we've been helping, whose name I can't remember.
Clastoon is the name of the son. I don't remember the name of the great dragon, but he was known as the great dragon.
Then I will say, I will call out.
What do you say? Oh my gosh. What do you say? What do you call out? Just great dragon? Aurelius. What's his name?
Oh, yeah. Right. Aurelius.
Do you say anything specific or just his name?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I was on mute. I was trying to tell you. He said, "Wait just a minute."
Oh. I was looking up a name.
No, sorry. What is the last you heard, and what was the last you said? I suppose.
I said, what do you? Or I asked you, what do you call out? And I found his name. His name is Aurelius.
I'd probably call out "Hail, great dragon Aurelius, father of that name you just said."
Clastoon.
And then I'd ask Forsyth to tell me if he reacts.
Forsyth. You will see him snort. He will snort, and a puff of steam will come out, and he will kind of jump up into the air and then dive into the ground, and he disappears.
Yeah. Sorry, I missed the last half of that.
I said he kind of jumps up into the air and then dives into the ground, like he just disappears into the ground.
Okay. Well, I presume that unless he pops back up out of the ground, he's disregarding us or just allowing us. And I say we press on with our mission.
Okay.
All right, you continue to move toward the Orgaric. You move about 5 feet. You're about halfway between the edge and the Orgaric itself. As you wind your way through stones, you realize very quickly there is no direct path. You have to wind around the stones.
That's a matter of opinion.
Well, that's true. Those who float can probably make a direct path. However,
those who can become earth elementals could also make a direct path.
also make a direct path.
These look like headstones. Are there any markings on any of them?
You do see some markings on them, but they do not look like names.
Okay.
Do you want to roll Arcana?
I will point them out to Evangeline.
I will roll Arcana.
I could actually. I'm not bad at Arcana. I guess I can. Not gonna come near hers, but 19.
That is a 29.
All right.
Yeah, you're right. Not close.
I've got a +7. Okay.
Yeah.
With your 19, you definitely realize that these are indeed arcane symbols. They do seem to be runes, not ruins, runes.
Yeah.
That's
a difference.
Yeah, there is a difference.
Just a slight difference.
They seem to be runes, and to your feeling, there's probably something to them. Almost every stone has something. There are a few stones that are blank, but almost every stone has something. Evangeline, you recognize these are indeed runes. You do know that they are connected, and probably what they do is they contain and corrupt that which is buried here.
Okay, contain and corrupt.
And then all of a sudden, an ethereal dragon
Hear that?
will, as you mentioned that, an ethereal dragon bursts out of the ground and claws at each of you while he swings his tail at Buckley. Oh, well, that's horrible. That was a miss. Oh, that's a definite hit. That, I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3. Kadeth, does a... Oh, yeah, that might hit you. 27 hit you?
Me?
Yep.
Yeah.
What kind of a question?
It hits the dragon even.
Yeah, it'll hit the dragon even. 30. 30. Just a flat 30, Fix.
Oh, against me?
Yep. And then the tail swings at Buckley for a 19. Does Buckley get hit on a 19?
I think so. Let me double check.
That is 15 points of slashing damage at you, Forsyth. 15 slashing damage at Kadeth.
Yes.
13 slashing damage on you, Fix. And 14 bludgeoning damage to Buckley.
14. Okay.
As he erupts out of the ground, slashing, reaching out with all 4 claws. Hit one toward each of you as he swings his tail and hits Buckley.
I will yell out, do you think that was wise? And I will attack.
All right.
Naturally.
Give me initiatives.
And I hate to remind you of this, Chuck, but you do have the D8.
Yeah, we'll see what it does. Wow, I actually rolled higher on the D20 for once.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Not that that
So
means
did
much.
I.
I still got a grand total of a 4.
Oh, God. I'm just going to stop casting that on you. I'm going to start casting it on Forsyth instead. No, maybe you'll roll better.
Maybe. Who
I got a
knows?
24.
Wow. Look at you go, Forsyth.
23.
I was mad.
23 for Fix. Evangeline?
I got a 17.
17. And Buckley goes after you. And I got to roll for him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Buckley goes on my turn.
Well, I beat Kadeth. All right. It's pretty sad. You get an 8-sider and a 20-sider, and you still roll below a 5 90% of the time. It's pretty sad. All right. That brings us to the top with the dragon there. It's an ethereal dragon, so he's not really on the ground. He's kind of in the air, which makes it feasible for him to use all 4 of his claws. But we're at the top with Forsyth.
Okay. Well, since yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We're going to call lightning. And we're going to do that. This is a big creature.
This is a gargantuan creature.
Yeah, gargantuan creature. So we're going to do that at the 8th level.
Okay.
And so
storm clouds gather.
Yeah. Well, if there were storm clouds, I'm going to get even more damage.
Nope, you're calling them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And we're quite easy to see this area, so there was no.
So 19 dex save.
Oh. That is a dirty 20.
Okay, so that's a bummer.
What were you casting?
Call lightning.
Call lightning. 26 points of lightning damage.
Is that already halved?
That is already halved.
Okay.
That's yeah, that's like 8d10.
Okay. Well, I had to ask.
Yeah.
I know how we roll.
Yeah. Well, that's how I rolled.
Chuck
And
I
yeah. Much as I want to use that mammoth, it's not the appropriate time. I am going to go with a fire elemental because it's a smarter thing against
a fire dragon.
Well, hold on. Let me see.
Of course, he is
check something here.
Not quite sure if he's going to use fire or not.
Right.
And Evangeline did tell you he was already corrupted.
Okay, so let's see. Well, if he's already corrupted, let's see. Actually, he's in the air too, right?
Yep.
There's no okay, I wish I knew what corrupted meant.
Well, the obvious is that he is not himself, for sure.
Right.
Probably much more evil and.
Okay, and he is that big, and it's probably, if he's going to be flying at all, I'm going to go with an air elemental because just the speed of that makes it the best thing to go with. I wish it had more hit points, but let me go ahead and put him at full hit points because he wasn't. All right, we'll go with the air elemental.
Okay. All right.
And the air. So I'm just going to. That's my bonus action is
All
to
right.
shape shift.
All right. And you've already done the call lightning, so you can continue to concentrate on that.
Right.
Fix.
Well, now I can do some of the spells without worrying about that.
That's true.
It is materialized on our plane.
Yes, it is materialized at the moment.
How many of those arcane signs did we see?
You saw at least 6 different ones. Some of them, they were repeated throughout several stones, but you saw at least 6 different ones.
So we don't think if we just take one out that it's going to do any good.
Maybe not, because they are definitely repeated throughout.
Okay.
But if we pick one and take all of them out, that was
Maybe.
my thought.
Okay. So do I get to use some meta magic here? I might be able to. Doesn't.
Can I tell how fast he's going? Oh, sorry.
Right now, he's not going too fast. He hovered above you guys and clawed you.
No problem.
All right. So, Dispel Magic allows me to target a magical effect within 120 feet.
Okay.
Would that be able to apply to the corrupting, the binding and corrupting effect?
Maybe not the corrupting, but the binding for sure.
Okay.
They are
That might
separate.
be
They're not combined. They are separate.
Oh. Then can I target just the corrupting?
That one's going to be a little bit more difficult, but you can try.
All right. I'm going to try it at 5th level.
Okay.
So, is this effect higher than 5th level?
It is higher than 5th level.
Okay. Let me cast that. And then... I'm going to use inspiration on that.
All right.
That's much better. A dirty 20.
A dirty 20. All right. With that, you are able to find the individual threads connecting the corruption for the magic. It is going to weaken.
Okay.
I don't think you maybe completely dispelled it, but it is definitely weakened.
I will let the rest of the group know what I have done. So that is my action. Do I have any other good things? I'm going to go ahead and go use my bonus action to fall into my trance of order.
Okay. What does that do? I
Uh,
feel like you've used it before, I think,
yes.
but I don't remember what it does.
Yep. I can align my consciousness to Mechanus for 1 minute. For the duration, attack rolls against me cannot benefit from advantage, and whenever you make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can create a roll of 9 or lower on the d20 as a 10.
Oh, okay. That's probably good. All right. Cool, cool.
Then I'm going to pull the key because, well, I take pride in the fact that I made this, and I'm gonna. If I have to whack a dragon in the nose with it, and like bad dragon.
That'll be it. It's like
Yeah.
a rolled up newspaper.
Yep.
All right. That brings us to Evangeline.
On these runes, do I know which one of these symbols would be associated with containment and which ones would be associated with corruption?
I will say yes with your Arcana roll that you had before, because it was a 29. You can see that 2 of these were associated with the binding, and 4 of them were associated with the corruption. And knowing what Fix did, probably some of these are kind of starting to fall inert.
Okay. I'm going to pick one of those that is corruption, associated with corruption.
All right.
And I am going to hit it. First, I'm going to check my spell here. I'm going to pull out magic missile, and I'm going to do that at 2nd level to
All
give
right.
me plenty of distance.
All right.
I think I got it at 2nd level. There we go. And I'm going to shoot 2 darts at 2nd level.
Magic missiles should cast 4 darts at 2nd level.
Is it 4 darts?
Yeah, because 1st level is 3 darts, and then each level above that adds another.
You see, I should have read the top part.
That's all right. I know magic missiles, so.
That's okay. I'll shoot 4 then at the corruption ruin.
Okay. Are you targeting one, or are you targeting one of each, or what?
I'm going to target one of each.
Okay. So each one is a D4 plus 1.
Okay. If these were on the floor, I could find them real easy.
Yeah, they hurt when you step on them.
Four. Okay, I've got a +1. I've got a 3, a 3, and a 2, and a 2.
Okay. All right. You believe that 2 of them didn't do a whole lot of stuff, but 2 of them seem to flash just a little bit. Is there anything else you're doing?
I am going to have Buckley move up to the closest one. Can he reach one? Oh, you probably need to know what his movement
a
is.
stone, sure. It won't take much. You're surrounded by stones.
Okay. I'm going to have him move to the closest corruption one.
All right.
And he's going to do a force empowered.
Kick it, sir.
Rend. And that is a natural 20 for 31 to hit.
All right.
8-sider. Let me find my 8-sider here, because that's going to be a total of 8. an 8 on the die. A total of 24 points of force damage.
Holy crap.
He got a perfect hit.
He slams into that stone and you see it crack and like start to fall apart. That makes it his turn, the dragon's turn. Thanks to the dispel, he is able to make a wisdom saving throw. Thanks to the cracked stone, it's with advantage.
Stone's not all it's cracked up to be.
28. You see him. He pauses and he seems to shake his head. Looks like he's kind of maybe coming out of a fog. He shakes his head. Kadeth, what do you do? He did not attack on his turn.
Okay. Did I notice what Evangeline was doing?
Yeah, you're very aware that Fix did a dispel magic, and you're very aware that what Evangeline's targeting because she found those runes and stuff like that, or she was able to identify some of those runes.
I'm gonna look at Evangeline. Which one should I hit?
I'll point to the next one.
All right, and I will go attack that rune.
All right. What is your attack?
It's something I can do with a sword, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it is stone, but you have a magic sword, so.
Yeah.
You might just have to sharpen it tonight.
Yeah, magically sharpened.
That takes all the fun out of it.
You
Gotta have the grizzled, like, sharpening it with a stone at night, like,
Yeah, we need the
grumpy
montage.
Yeah.
I mean, it disappears, so
That's fair.
It also
Valid.
appears, so.
I think
He
we need
starts
some
to
sound
swing and it
effects.
appears.
We need the
Yeah,
sound
like-
effects of a forge and the sound effects of a sharpening stone.
Yeah, and then shrink.
Oh, you're muted, Forsyth.
Oh, that's okay. I was talking to what's her name.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I guess I can just hit it normal and see what happens.
All right. Roll me your attack. Shouldn't be that hard to hit. It's an inanimate object.
18
Yep, that hits.
for 11 damage.
11 damage. All right. You bite into it, and you feel a little bit of a surge once you kind of swing. I don't know. Are you swinging it like a golf club? You feel a little bit of a surge. Well, it's down here. It's not up here, so it's not like a normal. But you feel a surge when your sword hits the stone, and there's like a flash of light, and you see a crack go across the stone as it starts to come apart.
Is there another one?
Yeah, you're standing next to another one.
All right, I'll take my second attack at the other one then.
All right.
Yep. There goes that die. I don't know where that die went. Find that later. Yeah, that's higher attack for 12 damage.
Okay. Same thing happens. All right. Same thing happens. Stone starts to slide. At this point, you see kind of the dragon is starting to come to. Just a little bit. And he's looking around. Forsyth, are you going to take any action?
As the dragon's not neutralized, right?
Well,
it hasn't attacked.
He
this
hasn't.
round.
He did not attack. He looks like he might be coming clear.
Might be coming out of that.
The smoke is
And we are
not
taking
as
out the
intense.
corruption stones.
Yep.
Right. Can I see any corruption stones near me then?
Yeah, you can. They're a little bit
Okay.
everywhere.
I'm going to shoot lightning at one further away from everybody, where everybody else is,
All right.
and take out a stone,
Okay.
or try to.
Roll me a to hit.
And
It should be easy enough
there's no
do.
to hit. There's a
Oh,
deck
it's a
save.
It doesn't have a dex save. So what's the damage?
Hold on a second. For some
It's a
reason,
stone. They don't move.
yeah, that's what I figured. For some reason, I accidentally closed my character sheet. I don't know why. These things happen. Come on, open up. Monday. Let's see, and that was at 8th level. So yeah, so full damage is going to be only 37.
Okay, you're gonna see that stone just like almost disintegrate underneath that, and you see some of the dust go out a little bit.
And do I see any other stones like near each other, away from everybody else?
Yeah, you can spot some stones.
Okay, I'm going to go where there's a group of stones,
All right.
and I am going to come in like gangbusters as an air elemental,
You're gonna come
and
in
I
like
am
a
going to
tornado.
use like whirlwind. And since they can't make that DC 13 strength saving throw,
No.
let's see, that's 3d8 plus 2 damage.
I suddenly got very hot.
So that's going to be 14 points of damage against any that are within 5
Okay.
feet of the middle one.
You're going to see several of them, though they don't shatter because this is wind, but you're going to see several of them kind of just fall over from the.
Oh no, they would go.
fall
They
away
would
from you.
still go. They're light enough to go into the air, right?
No.
No.
They're
Okay.
heavy.
Yeah, that's a lot of wind, though.
Mhm.
Somebody going through a wind
So
tunnel?
I am. I'm going through a
Okay.
wind tunnel.
Okay, I'm like,
She's not going through a wind tunnel. She's actually going
oh, I
through
see it now.
a flash.
I'm going through a hot flash.
I was not watching the
Okay.
cameras. My bad.
Yeah.
I'll stop going through a wind tunnel in a minute.
That's
Yeah.
fine, no worries.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So, whatever. However many get taken out by that.
I'll say 4.
Yeah.
The separate stones will get taken out by that. That brings us to Fix.
Are there any remaining?
There's several remaining throughout. Roll me an Arcana.
That's a 24.
Okay. You're going to figure with the amount that's getting destroyed, getting knocked off their axis per se, getting misaligned and whatnot. What you do know of magic and watching the dragon's reaction and you having started this cascading effect of dispelling, you figure the ones that are left are probably going to become inert, and the only thing that you would probably do at this point is just prevent them from being reactivated.
Okay. And I'm assuming just by destroying them of some way.
Mm-hmm.
If I have something I can do that with.
I do. 10 minutes of lightning.
That's true. You can stand out here, bam, 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 bam.
It's stone, so I don't know that fire would be helpful, but it is. I wonder if it would be helpful.
Lightning will break a stone into nothing. It'll shatter them.
Then that's what I will do. Where does that go? How much does that cost me?
It cost me nothing. I already did it.
I should have done that. I'm not as good with my left hand.
I will cast Firebolt, but just before it leaves my hand, I will use a sorcery point, and I will actually change it to thunder damage.
Thunder.
That'll do it.
And I'll use twin spell, so I hit 2 of them.
Nice. It fails automatically on a dexterity.
These are to hit.
Oh, okay.
What am I aiming for?
What do you? Probably something very low. I really didn't make a because you guys roll so high most of the
Oh.
time. I didn't really make
Okay.
a DC.
First one's a
We're that good.
26. And the second one's a 21.
You're good.
All right. Let me see how much damage. Do you want them separately or same damage?
2 different stones.
Okay. So
Yeah,
first
separately.
one,
Because it twins at the point of leaving, not necessarily at the point of impact.
right. All right. So first one is 29 damage.
All right. It explodes.
Next one is 24 damage.
That one also explodes. So you managed to explode 2 of them. Evangeline.
I am going to use lightning lure, which is a cantrip. It's a strength save.
Okay, it's a stone. I'm assuming you're shooting the stones?
Yep.
It fails. Doesn't exactly have anything to push back on.
11 points of lightning damage to a stone.
All right, you hit it.
At this point, I'm taking out both. Taking out the corrupt and the what's
Okay.
binding them here.
At this point, it's indiscriminatory. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, so you hit the stone, and you see kind of the spark of lightning that goes through it before it begins to just collapse in a pile of rubble. You don't
Alright.
quite do enough damage to make it explode. Doesn't look that cool.
That's
but...
okay. I just want it to be destroyed. It doesn't have to be in a billion bits.
Is there anything you want Buckley to do?
Buckley will hit another one.
Okay. He's going to automatically hit unless he rolls a 1, pretty much.
Nope, he rolled a 12 plus 11.
All right.
And he does a D8 plus... That's 11 points of force damage.
All right. He manages to hit another one and crack it, and it starts to crumble onto the ground. Becomes the dragon's turn. You see him look around. You see he's taking in his surroundings, seemingly for the first time. He lands to the ground. And he looks at the 4 of you. And the destroyed stones. And you see him kind of bow his head. And he will say, "Thank you. What's mine is yours." And he will begin to dissipate.
Are you injured?
Oh, he's starting to dissipate.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Okay, no problem. Oh, so yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, he's leaving this plane of existence.
Yep, he's leaving this plane of existence.
Okay.
And you bow to him.
As he's dissipating, I will speak out that his son has been reunited with his betrothed.
You will get a breeze will come through. It will be cool. It will be refreshing. Cool. And each of you will get 5 points of healing.
Oh, good. I'm not even.
Oh, he does 15, and then he gives us back 5. I mean,
doesn't do me any good. I'm in dragon form or elemental form.
That's true. Your elemental did not get hit.
Oh. No. I wasn't damaged, but Buckley was.
Oddly enough, it will heal Buckley too. And you will see him dissipate. And you will feel a peace kind of come over the area.
Have we managed to destroy all the stones?
You have not destroyed all the stones. There is hundreds of stones in this area. However,
I'm
you
gonna
have
have
taken out a good chunk of them.
I'm gonna have fun with lightning because the lightning will hit if it hits one, it puts
Okay.
damage against anything within 5 feet.
All right. You see bolts of lightning start to come down and destroy other stones.
Yeah. I just wander around the area and destroy stones
I'll help Forsyth. I'll just
Okay.
because as an elemental, I can hit them,
I
and as
will cast lightning lure on whatever he's not hitting because
yeah,
it's a cantrip and I can.
All right.
yeah.
All right. So you spend
So
a little time
we're gonna have
busting
fun.
up the stones a little bit. Keeping count,
Rock
having
of
a little
Ages.
competition. Um, and before long, most of the stones are destroyed. There might be a few still standing, but not enough to really do anything. Now you have not just what looks like graveyard. Now it looks more like a rock quarry.
Me smash.
And while they're doing that, I'm just chilling.
All right.
He's going to use
Chill.
his fixie senses to locate an orrery.
You got a pretty good inkling it's in the floating thing ahead of you.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna activate my boots and I'll head up there and start poking around while they're destroying all the headstones.
Okay. Do you tag along, Kadeth?
Yeah.
Okay. He also activates his boots and throws a rope at your way.
I will slowly drag him with as quickly as I can. Neither of us being very strong.
Yeah, but he's levitating.
He's light-ish.
He's kind of weightless.
He's kind of weightless right now. So you make your way up to the orrery, or up to the monolith. Go ahead and roll me. You can both roll it, or one of you can roll it with advantage and investigation.
How's your investigation, Kadath?
Pretty good. +8.
A plus what?
+8.
I will assist you. My investigation is uno.
Yeah, 20.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. Look at that.
Yeah.
Kenneth can come through.
Oh, that was mean.
Well, most of his rolls are like mine, below a 10. All right. So you go around a little bit. You do find several hatches around this thing as you hear stones getting erupted and exploded beneath you. You do find several hatches, some larger than others. One in particular seems to be unobscured by the roots. A lot of them are obscured by the roots. You can see that they're there, but getting through the roots might be difficult. One of the hatches does not seem to have the roots over top of it, and it's a fairly large hatch. You can tell that it opens probably outward based on the hinges.
Is there a handle or anything?
There is indeed on one side what appears to be a handle.
Yeah, I'll go up and pull it.
All right, you go up, you stick your hand into it. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
I'd rather not, but if you insist.
I mean, it's not intelligence based.
I'd actually prefer intelligence. That is a 16 plus 0 is a 16.
All right, with a 16.
Oh, wait. I have no, that's something else. It's stealth that I have disadvantage on. Never mind. Yeah, no, 16.
Well, with the 16, you feel as you begin to pull, you feel something poke your hand in the handle itself because you kind of tuck it into it like a slot to pull. You feel something like spiky start to hit your fingers. You only take 2 points of piercing damage as you react and quickly pull out your hand.
I need to make a poison saving throw.
Nope, it's not poisonous.
I'll dig my hammer back out, and I'll use the hook of it to pull on the.
All right.
The handle.
Instead, you grab that hammer, you put it in, and you pull. Give me a strength check. And Kadeth, give me a perception.
Well, now I'm going to roll at a -1.
We're getting better every time.
8.
8. Okay.
That's 17.
17. All right. That's good enough. You get it in there just right. I mean, you know how the hammer works and levers and things like that.
And leverage.
Yeah. If you get it to where you start pulling it out, it starts to come out and you feel, or maybe not, that's only a 15, you don't feel, but you hear a thong, like, somebody hitting a gong. Kadeth, even with your 8, you see this root come around and whip up right next to Fix, but just misses him, and actually hits the hatch instead, which creates this nice gong sound. Everybody else will hear this gong sound as well.
I'm gonna
but you are opening the hatch.
Turn the direction this root came from with my sword ready to cut the next one that comes this way.
Okay, so you are prepared. You continue to pull, Fix?
I'm going to continue to pull, and my hands will start, like, I guess, glowing red as I prepare a firebolt.
Okay.
Like,
don't burn the handle.
Yeah, but well, it's a forging hammer. The handle is
there you go.
supposed to stand up to some heat. Essentially, trying to send a message to the roots that I will burn you.
You will burn. All right, you continue to pull on that. You see another one whip up and attempt to hit Fix. Kadeth, go ahead and roll your attack. Oh.
23.
Oh yeah, you'll hit it. What's your damage?
13.
All right. You hit that root as it's coming up to hit Fix. It was on target to nail him in the back because I rolled a 24. It was on target, and you swing your sword and you like just slice it like right in half before it has a chance to hit Fix. Fix continues to open the hatch.
My head slightly. Hurry it up back there.
I'm pulling as fast as I can. This isn't my forte.
Forsyth and Evangeline, at this point, you're hearing the commotion. You've destroyed most of the stones. What do you do? Well, Forsyth, you're an air elemental. You can just fly right up there.
Yeah, I'll fly at 90.
All right. You fly on up there. You might even have enough. I don't know. What is an air elemental strength?
Let's see. Strength.
Probably more than Fix's.
Yeah, it's only 14.
More than Fix's. Oh.
That is 6 more than Fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
How far away are they?
Below a 10. They are probably about 60 feet in the air.
So
oh yeah,
I
well,
can't get in the air.
So
but I can get to them. I will make a double movement and get to where they are.
Okay, so you get up close as you see the hatch opening. Forsyth, go ahead and roll me a strength check. Or are you going to help him open the door, or are you going to fend off the vines? You are definitely stronger than Fix.
I will try to
help him. I don't. I'm fine.
Yeah, I will help him.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a strength check.
That's only a 10. Oh, with the
yeah,
advantage.
because
Okay.
Fix is already working on it, so you're really kind of coming in and adding to. So.
Okay, well that's a 21 then.
All right. With a 21, the air elemental kind of whooshes around you and almost pushes from the inside. And you get that hatch open just as another vine comes by. And missing, but you could probably swing and chop it if you wanted to. But it does not look like it's going to hit Fix.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. If I don't need to take it out, I'm not going to.
All right. You get the hatch open and you see an opening. It is a rounded tunnel with a flat bottom. You can go into. You can avoid the vines. Evangeline, you can see about 65 feet above you. That tunnel is open. Evangeline is on the ground with Buckley.
I could have opened that hatch with no problem, but I still can't fly.
Forsyth, you could definitely carry Evangeline. Buckley is heavier. You could probably carry one of them if you want to fly down and catch one of them.
Yeah, I will go catch Evangeline first.
Okay.
That works because I can move Buckley.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you grab Evangeline, you get her up to the tunnel. Evangeline, do you pull in Buckley?
Yes, I will vortex warp.
Okay. All right. You pull it using them spell slots. You pull in Buckley into the tunnel. The vines seem to be hitting the hatch and whatnot, but they don't seem to be actually like reaching into the tunnel. So you seem to be safe for the moment. And as you turn around, you realize you can walk down this tunnel maybe 10 feet, and it's going to open up into like 100-foot square room. I say square because that's what it is in Owlbear. 100-foot square room. And you see immediately in there are lights, magically lit torches, ever burning torches. You do see immediately, which makes you pause for a moment, a complete intact skeleton of an ancient dragon lying toward the back wall. You see off to another corner a pile of gold and a few other items over there. And you see in the center of this room, about a 10-foot diameter, what looks like an orrery. And that is where we're going to take a break because I need to use the restroom.
We shall return.
Give it 10.
Back in a minute. 10 minutes.
And we are
All right.
And we're
Welcome back. We have just entered into a cavern where they see the skeleton of the great dragon, or believed to be the great dragon, a pile of treasure, and an orrery in the center of a huge room. The vines have been left outside. They don't seem to be trying to crawl into this area. Looks like they were just trying to prevent you from opening the hatch. So, what would you like to do?
What did it say that this orrery had? What special ability did this orrery have?
Oh, give me a minute. I don't know where I wrote that. All right. I don't even remember when we got that information. Give me a ballpark.
A month or two ago.
Okay, okay.
In the orrery with the elder thingies.
Oh, okay. With the ancestors. Let me find the ancestors. I think I'm too far back. Yep, because that was White Lake. The first time we went to White Lake. That was after... Aha, here we go. This orrery, because of course I did not write their modern names. As best as you can tell from your maps and such, this orrery is the home of what used to be known as Benalera. And Benalera had been known for being amplified, having amplified magic, and a boost to nature.
Kadath, do you see any magic coming from those bones? Them there bones?
Dim bones, gonna walk around. You take a look, and as you kind of look at it, I mean, it's a little far away for you to tell at the door. Do you get close enough to really look at it? Because I think it's only 30 feet, isn't it?
Yeah, 30 feet. So I'll get a little closer.
Okay, so you get a little closer to take a look at it. You do see magic emanating from this area, like what you would assume would be the heart. But they are just bones. All you see is
Buckley's
bones.
going to follow Kadesh.
Okay.
So there's some kind of magic there, but
You can't. It seems to be emanating from one of the bones in there. Maybe a rib bone.
Connected to the.
The backbone. The backbone's connected to the hip bone. Look, I sat down. Sorry, guys, you're only going to get the top half of me. Of course, my stool is going to fall apart on me if I don't get the rungs back in where they belong. There we go. Ow!
I'm gonna get a little closer and see if I can tell what kind of magic it is.
All right. As you get a little closer and watch it, you see that the magic and do you have to activate your other side, or is it always on?
Always on.
Okay. And as you get a little closer, you realize it is not as it appears.
Like
It
the
is
whole dragon, or
no, just the bone.
oh, okay.
That bone is not really a bone. And yes, it is emanating magic because it is a magical creature. You begin to see it in its true form as you get closer, which is more of a crystalline. Oh, I can't even tell if I'm looking in the right. I gotta pop open my. There it is. It's more of a crystalline sphere.
Okay.
And it does appear to be like snake like. You've never seen a creature like this before, but you're pretty sure it is indeed a creature, since you can see it that way.
We got some kind of creature over here that's unusual. That's pretending to be one of the bones in this dragon.
Pretending to be a dragon bone.
I will take a closer look.
All right, you come forward in your air elemental.
When they're doing that, I cast True Seeing.
All right, you cast True Seeing. I don't know how far away you have to be to utilize that. Is that also
Mine
30 feet?
is no, mine's further.
Okay, probably 60, because that's what the tiara is based off of.
120.
Oh, it's 120. Wow. All right. Um, Forsyth and Fix with your True Seeing.
That was definitely a squeak sound.
Yeah.
It could have been a little sparrow or something.
Definitely not coming from here
I suddenly
at
feel like
midnight.
I'm in an what aviary. Anyway,
It sounds like it sounds in the morning in your backyard. Only
I know
yeah.
it's the wrong time of day. My birds are not singing. Um, we got you guys will see Forsyth, Fix, and Cadeth. You also see this. That sphere-like creature. It almost looks crystal in nature, but it's definitely a snake, kind of moving in and out of that crystal. Um, that's what you see over there. And Fix, you will also see.
Now I am hearing
Open that up.
crows. I took my headphone off.
Oh, it probably is coming from your house then. Um, Fix, you will also see two of those in the orrery. And you can see 120 feet, so you'll see one over there in the treasure as well.
I will relay that information. Is this anything I've heard of or read of or even whispers of?
You have not heard anything about these things. Nada.
They look like snakes, you said, right?
Yeah, it kind of looks like snakes.
Anything historical that might ring a bell?
I don't think so. They've not been connected to history at all.
Okay.
They're kind of in that category of obscure creatures like what you fought in the Halo of the other Spire. There's just
Very unique.
very unique.
I'm gonna activate my comprehend languages, or and
Dang, now I
actually, I
gotta look
think
to
I'm
see if they do language. Okay.
actually.
They seem to be waiting.
I can't speak anything different. So, in do these look like constructs?
No, they look like creatures, actual creatures.
I can't speak anything else, but I can understand if they reply or if they talk amongst each other for whatever reason.
They don't seem to be communicating with each other.
All right. Just looking there, I'll be like, well, aren't you an interesting little fellas?
They will continue to just sit there and wait.
Well, I'm guessing when we touch one of these, something's going to happen. I got 2 of them in this thing.
I'll keep my eye on the one in the dragon bones.
All right.
I'm going to tap the orrery with the rod.
Okay. You feel a reaction with the rod, like it wants to kind of trigger something, but the orrery is not running. And when you tap the orrery with the rod and you feel kind of that resonance within the rod, one of these creatures will attempt to, well, the one closest to you will attempt to grab a hold of the rod and fail miserably, probably. That is a, yeah, that was a 9.
Well, 9.
9. So it's probably going, well, technically, I guess it's contested to your reaction. It's kind of like a grapple check. It'll attempt to grapple.
Oh, is that? What is that?
That's acrobatics or athletics, whichever one's higher.
A 0 or a -1?
Well, go with the 0. It's higher.
I got a 10.
Okay, you win. Because I rolled a 9. So it attempts to lash out and kind of wrap around the rod. And you manage to pull the rod back quickly enough.
How big are these creatures?
They are small. They're about the same size proportionately, roughly.
Like a regular snake?
Probably a little bit more like the vines. Nope, I lied. They move more like a regular snake, although they do have claws. They do have feet. You do see some claws kind of come out, but it whipped out its head. It used its head to try to wrap around the rod.
Grab for its head.
Sure. Roll me a grapple, which is athletics, which is probably a strong suit for you at this point.
Well, that's a 23.
Yeah. It is busy trying to wrap itself around a rod, so I'm going to give its athletics disadvantage here. Oh my goodness. You would not believe this.
You rolled 2 20s.
I rolled 2 20s. I can't even take a picture. I don't ever do that. That was a 24 for me. What did you roll?
A 23.
23? I got a 24. So you miss. It manages to dodge out of the way. That's my last 2 20s, guys.
For the next 2 years, right?
Yep, pretty much.
I am going.
It'll pull itself back and wait.
I'll wait for everybody else to do something, but I'm going to vortex warp this one of these. I could actually probably vortex warp both of them, but I'm going to vortex warp one of these out of the orrery.
Okay.
And across the room.
All right. This is the one that you see. The one that reached out. The other one has not moved yet, so Fix still sees it. But I mean, he can point it out to you, but it'll be harder for you to pinpoint it.
Doesn't matter. The one I can see is fine.
Okay.
I just want to see what it's going to do.
It doesn't seem like this one did anything when that kind of took place. And Fix, if you're looking over here at this one, this one over here, it didn't do anything either. They just seem to be waiting.
Of course,
Yeah. Go ahead.
can you commune with them? They may be animals.
I can try. Let me see what I got. Well, actually, I'll start with detect thoughts.
Okay. Do they have to have a minimum intelligence for that?
I believe it's 3.
Ooh. Okay. You detect the surface thought of hunger for magic.
Hunger for magic. Interesting. That is interesting.
Fix, you're going to see this one. The one that's further away from you guys in the orrery. It seems to be eyeballing Buckley.
I'll let Evangeline know.
Is the orrery, the inside of the orrery, not enclosed, or does it have like windows in it?
It's not enclosed, like it's normal. These guys are not technically inside the orrery. They're more or less on the orrery. They look like buttons and levers.
Okay.
I'm going to actually cast Druidcraft.
All right.
Since it's only a cantrip, it's still magic.
Yeah.
But I'm going to cast basically just a sensory effect on the actual crystal.
Over here at the dragon?
Well, wherever or whatever it's the ones, what was it that was hungry?
Which one did you detect? Because they're all thinking that, honestly.
Okay, well, whichever one I detected on over by the dragon, probably,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, on that particular one, I will cast a just a cantrip for now. See how it reacts to it.
Okay. With Druidcraft, what do you do with it? So I can tell
Well,
you how the snake reacts.
I'm going to actually let's see. I'm going to create since it's a crystal, I'm going to actually cause it to vibrate as a sound.
Okay. As you cast that on it, knowing that it's a crystal, even though it looks like a bone to everybody else, once that happens, it starts to look like a crystal, like it no longer looks like a bone to the naked eye. Same thing when this one reached out to grab your thing. It no longer looks like it looks like this crystal creature type thing. It will attempt to absorb. Yep. As you cast that, it becomes more of a crystal, but before it has a chance to actually resonate and make sound, it seems to absorb that cantrip.
Okay.
Keeping it from being active, and it will move.
Okay. The crystal will move, or
the crystal moves.
Okay.
He slithers over here towards you.
Oops. Okay. Does he seem to be coming after me in an attacking manner, or just a wanting to be nearer to the source of the magic?
Why can't I move it? It seems to be using the magic almost like food. It absorbs it. Not necessarily that it wants to be nearer to it, but it now sees you essentially as a food source.
No problem. As long as it doesn't touch me, and I will make sure. I mean, I can always. I'm floating in the air.
Well, it cannot fly. It's slithered over.
I'm gonna stay outside of its reach. But does it seem to get brighter as it goes?
It got a little bit brighter when it absorbed that cantrip, but it's not getting brighter as it's moving.
Okay, I'm going to cast the first level. It's just a simple cure wounds.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything as they see it move? It can't quite reach Forsyth. I don't think
Just
it is.
waiting and watching for now.
Okay, just waiting and watching. Okay. All right. As you cast Cure Wounds toward it, again, it will absorb that spell, and
Since
it will
that's a little
kind
bit
of
more
get
power.
brighter.
Yeah, that's a more powerful spell than a cantrip.
Yep.
So.
Let's not do that anymore.
Well, I'm trying to judge the reaction, but also judge the intelligence and the what other capabilities it might have, and if there are any benefits to us from its capabilities.
But
Can't
if we
do
continue
that
to
if
feed it, it gets stronger. And there's not a single one of us here that is mundane.
there is that.
And it
But
feeds magic. It very well may very well may have been what killed that dragon, seeing as dragons are magical creatures.
true. Let me I'm going to look at it and see if it has actually physically grown.
No, it seems to be still the same size.
Okay. Do the other ones seem to be reacting?
No, they seem to be watching at the moment.
Okay, so there's no reaction. Okay, but it is growing brighter. We'll call it that.
It did flash brighter when it absorbed the magic. Yes.
Right. Did it
And they were
stay
looking,
bright?
Not really. No.
Okay.
this one was looking to Buckley as if it was a big steak.
Yeah, kinda.
Let's not feed the piranha.
Okay.
This one is gonna just kind of slither around in circles because it can't reach you.
Okay.
On the
But
one that's
it's me it's focused on, right?
Yes, it seems to be focused on you.
Okay.
on one of the ones that's in the orrery at 3rd level, dispel magic.
Okay, probably
Ooh.
this one because Evangeline was vortex warping this one out of here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where did you vortex warp that to? Just to the other side of the room, or
Yeah.
like out the hallway?
Like out here. How do I? Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Like out in here.
Out here. Okay. All right. That one gets vortex warp. Oh wait, no. What level spell is vortex warp?
Well, it depends on what level I cast it at.
Well, what level are you casting it at?
I'll cast it at 2nd level.
All right. Instead of it actually vortex warping, it seems to absorb it.
All right.
And it moves a little closer to you on top of the orrery. It's definitely a creature. Now, what are you doing
That
to
is
this
my
one?
target.
That is your target. Okay.
If I see it moving towards Evangeline, I'm casting dispel magic on it.
All right. What level?
Let me see what my spell slots look like.
So far, there's been a cantrip, a 1st level, and a 2nd level, and they seem to absorb them.
5th level.
5th level. All right. DC. Okay, let's see if I make it. Ooh, I did not make that. Oh man. Okay. You cast a spell magic on it, and it kind of writhes just a little bit. Roll me a d4.
Okay. One of the ones I don't have out.
It's like, what are those for?
They're for magic missile, man.
That's a 3.
And caltrops.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're for protecting your house. You put them under all the all the windows and in front of the doors.
You said a 3?
Yes.
Okay. It writhes a little bit. It does not absorb it. It seems to have been hurt by it. Ow, that hurt. Okay. At this point, I'm going to ask for initiative.
Oh.
$17. So if I pull out my forging hammer, do I get to roll my forging to hit this thing?
No, that would still be
No.
your strength at that point, actually. What'd you get, Forsyth?
13.
13. Evangeline.
15.
Kadath.
5.
Well, you're improving.
Less dice, higher numbers.
All right. So we're going to stick to initiative order now, and we're going to go to Fix. You're first. What are you doing?
Did it look like it got hurt badly?
Nick, it looks like it got hurt for about 3 points of damage.
Oh. Well, if it only had 4 points, that's badly. So.
No, it's not that bad.
All right.
It was more like a, you touch the battery to your tongue kind of thing, like
That's a recognition of
right.
vulnerability.
You know what? I could do that. So, are those considered magical?
I mean, as far as you can tell, they have magical abilities, but they don't necessarily cast spells, at least not to your knowledge.
Right. And not that. I'm thinking of what I'm going to do and whether it's considered magical.
Oh, okay. It depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
If it's a spell-like ability or a magical ability or spell or a magical item, all of that is considered magical. For their sake. If it's just a physical ability, not necessarily.
All right. I'm going to. What's the casting time? 1 action. Okay. When. Do I want?
After Fix will be Evangeline.
I'm going to summon a 7th level clay construct.
Okay. How big is the construct?
Medium.
Okay. 7th level clay construct. Where do you want him?
Right
I'm gonna
on the other side of me.
So I can find him. He kind of blends in.
Yes. Probably right here, next to Evangeline.
You should be able to move him, but I don't know.
All right. I'm going to summon him and have him attack
All right.
the creature.
Roll me a to hit.
So, I should have. Okay, so that's 3 attacks.
Holy crap.
Yep. It is going to attack it 3 times. That first one is a 21.
21 will hit.
That will hit. And that will hit. So all 3 of them hit.
Okay.
So the first one hits for 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
The second one hits for 16 points. Am I going to get 17? No, 19 points of. So yes,
Holy crap. All right, he went from 3 points of damage to 53 points of damage. You smash him. This golem smashes him, and in the process of smashing him, does break a couple of the levers of the orrery.
I can fix those.
Sure you can.
I got my forge with me if I need to.
That is your
That is my turn.
action and reaction for the golem to smash it, or does the golem does its own turn?
It doesn't say
Or bonus
that I
action
saw.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Read through.
I'm essentially.
It might be a bonus action to tell him to hit, or it might say he rolls his own initiative or something like that. So read through it. Evangeline
Shares my initiative, but takes its turn immediately after mine.
Okay.
It obeys my verbal commands, no action required but me.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that was kind of out of turn, but that was all I was going to do.
Turn, but yeah. Okay. So he works like Buckley right now, or at least how we're running
Buckley. Buckley moves on his own. He attacks immediately after me, but it's my bonus action to tell him to attack.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you use a bonus action for it. Okay. All right.
That's it.
It's your turn.
Because he's not a spell.
That's true. He's a construct. You have to tell him what to do.
I'm going to assess the situation on the orrery.
All right, you're going to just take a look at the orrery and see what needs to be done?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead and roll me your Arcana. Because that's what you've been using. Ow! That's painful.
That's a 26.
All right, you begin to work on the orrery. What is Buckley doing?
Buckley is going to hang on his position next to Kadeth.
All right, so he's going to stay put. All right, that brings us to Forsyth.
Okay. I'm going to at least try the first of 2 slam attacks.
All right. You're going to come down on this little creature.
Right. And the first one's going to be a miss. A 2.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Well, 7, but
it's still a miss.
yeah. This is as good as a mile. How about a 18?
18 will hit.
Okay, 18 slam attack. Actually, it's +8, so it's 21. Let's see. Yeah. Noted. For only why don't I remember these things?
I don't know. You're an air elemental all the time. You'd think you'd remember.
Yeah. I'm an airhead. 10 points of damage. Bludgeoning damage.
10 points of damage to him.
Yeah.
All right. He gets hit. He kind of rides a little bit.
So it didn't feed him.
It did not feed him. That was a slam attack.
This is good.
It will, however, you came down for a slam attack, so it is going to. It's his turn.
Attempt to hit me.
Attempt to hit you.
Right.
Let's see if it hits you. It's going to attempt to bite you twice. Nope, 3 times. It's going to try to bite you 3 times. It's only going to hit with 1, probably. An 11 does not hit you, correct?
No.
Okay, the 25 will hit you.
Yeah.
A 19.
That'll hit.
Okay, so it hits you twice for 15, 19 points of piercing damage.
Okie dokie.
This one?
Let me check something real quick here.
Oh man, my grids aren't on. Well, they are. They're just really hard to see.
Piercing. That's is that a non-magical or is that a magical?
It is non-magical.
So half damage.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
No problem. So 9 points.
Okay. This one's running over here to the construct, or slithering over here to the construct. This one's slithering to Buckley.
The construct has an AC of 20.
Okay. 22 was one of them. Will hit. 18 plus 7 is 25. That will also hit.
Nice.
So 2 out of the 3 hit it. 1, 2. Wow, lousy damage. 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of piercing damage. I rolled a lot of 1s on that one. And for Buckley.
How much was that? Sorry, I was getting his
12.
AC set up. 12, okay. Not
Yeah.
his AC, his hit point set up. With that.
Oh, go ahead. Does the construct have some kind of retaliation?
Yeah, as it takes damage, it is going to reach out and slam it.
Great. 15 is the AC. These are just creatures. Okay. They're not real hard to hit.
Okay, well that was a 16, so I will take it.
Okay.
For 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow. That hurt. All right. 16. What is Buckley's AC?
How many times did he hit me?
Twice out of 3 times. It attempted to hit you 3 times.
Then it gets to hit him twice.
It doesn't use a reaction to do that? It's
nope.
Every time it gets hit?
When the construct takes damage.
Oh, geez. All right.
All right. So that one hits for 17 points of damage.
Okay. It don't like the construct. It might move. What is Buckley's AC?
17.
Okay, that was 1 hit. And a 22. That's 2 hits. For 13 points of piercing damage. Rolling a lot of 1s on my D6. This isn't cool. All right. That little guy did not like getting hit by that construct. And he might move next round. That brings us to Kadeth.
Alright, just gonna swing the sword at it, I guess.
You're gonna attack the one that's hitting Forsyth or the one that's hitting Buckley?
The one that's hitting...
Yeah, the one that hits Buckley hasn't been hit at all. So the one that's hitting Forsyth has been hit mildly by a slam attack.
It will get hit more.
First, I guess.
Which one?
The one hitting Forsyth.
Okay.
Actually...
The one hitting the construct is looking a little dazed and confused.
Do Hexblade's Curse on it.
All right.
18 to hit.
18 will hit. Their AC is only
20 damage.
for 20 damage. All right. It's still writhing, but it's not
Okay. Hit again for
functioning very well.
22 damage.
Okay.
No. Yeah. No, 20. Yeah, 22. Sorry.
All right. You managed to smash him.
Actually did that wrong, Jody, but it's still the outcome. It just says it lashes out at a creature. So essentially,
okay.
I'm taking that as a random creature around it. Yeah, it says attack a random creature. So I rolled a dice to see if it was the
Like
snake
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
or
6.
yeah, or Evangeline,
Okay.
and it was the snake both times.
Okay, so it's the same result.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
But just wanted to clarify.
Oh, and I'll move the Hexblade's Curse to the next one over.
All right.
Since it doesn't actually take a bonus action even to do that.
Yeah, it's just when a creature dies, isn't it?
Yeah, when
You
it
can move
dies, I can move it.
Okay. 17. That's you, Fix. Back to the top.
Okay.
Unless you want to move, Kadeth. You still have a movement if you want to move.
I'll move around over here.
Okay. All right, back to Fix.
All right. I will issue the order for the constructs to kill the snake creatures, and for my actual action, I will start helping Evangeline figure out the orrery.
All right, go ahead and roll me your forging.
All right. 35.
35. Okay. At first, I thought you said dirty 5. I'm like, how did you get a dirty 5 on your forging?
Yeah, especially since I have a plus 17.
Exactly. I was like,
somehow
I don't know how
rolled
you
a
managed
negative
to do
12
that.
on your die.
Yes. Plus 17 with advantage. So, yeah.
All right, 35. And with Evangeline's 30-something, you rolled a 30-something, didn't you?
I rolled a 26.
Oh, a 26, okay. The two of you are working hard at that orrery, trying to ignore these snake-like creatures. And the construct will take a whack at the creature as it has been instructed to do.
All right. The first one hits for 18 points of damage.
Okay. You're going to obliterate it with the first hit.
All right. And then,
having been told to eliminate all these snake creatures, it will move.
Yep. Second one will hit. 19 points of damage.
Okay.
Third one will miss with the nat 1.
Oh, ouch. All right. You managed to strike that creature once. And it brings us to Evangeline. You're going to continue to work on the orrery.
I'm going to continue to work on the orrery.
All right. You do not have to give me another roll.
Okay.
Buckley?
Buckley's going to do a repair.
Okay. Buckley is going to repair itself. The snake finds that very interesting. And finds it very weird that it bit into metal, even though it was trying to get to the magic within. That brings us to Forsyth.
Forsyth will attempt to slam.
All right. Do you have to have a clear way to slam, or it's a 5-foot reach kind of thing?
I have a 5-foot reach. I'm not going to come in guns blazing with the whirlwind because
yeah, it might do some damage to the group here. All right.
So that's a 24 to hit. Yeah, 24 hits for 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. 19. It is still standing.
And a 24
That hits.
And that will be for 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
It is still standing. It's not looking pretty, but it's still standing.
I feel pity.
Yeah. It is going to feel. Oh shoot! You cast Hex. What level is Hex?
It's not Hex, it's Hexblade's Curse.
Oh, it's Hexblade's Curse, so that's a little bit different. Okay.
It's ability, not a spell.
Okay.
It is a spell-like ability, though.
It's a spell-like ability. And so it is going to attack you, Kadeth, because it senses that magic from you. See if I can. Oh, I gotta stop rolling. Ooh, goodness gracious. Kadeth is getting hit some hardcore here.
Is it the one that I have the Hexblade's Curse on?
Yes, it is. That is a natural 20 for its first hit.
Nope.
Nope, what?
It doesn't hit me.
Ah, yeah, it just doesn't hit. Period. It doesn't cancel the crit. It just doesn't hit. All right,
Yeah,
that's the first hit.
The armor of hexes with the Hexblade's Curse. When it hits me with attack roll, I'm using my reaction to roll a d6. On a 4 or higher, it misses instead, regardless of the roll. And I rolled a 5.
And you canceled the crit, but the next one does hit with a 26.
Okay.
But it's not a crit.
Nope.
The third one is going to completely miss. Boy, that was a whiff. All right, so it only hits you once. That is.
Oh. Now Buckley can use his reaction.
All right.
To deflect the attack. And make you re-roll and take the lower of the two. Or make you roll again and take the lower of the two.
All right. That knocks him down to a 12, so he misses Kadeth. All of you and canceling my hits. How dare you? I was actually doing damage.
It's not to Kadeth.
That was its turn. That brings us to Kadeth. Would you like to kill a creature?
Yeah, I'll take that one out. It's an 18 to hit for 20 damage.
Oh, yeah, that will take it out for sure. You slice it up. Oh, there it is. I was like, what do you do with the fourth one? Okay. That slices it up. Evangeline, Fix, you hear Kadeth take out the last one there, and you continue to work on that orrery. You tinker around. You have to fix the lever, fix the button, and you bring it to life.
Yay!
You can feel the buzz and the hum of the orrery. Kadeth, if you do a sensing magic, you will sense the shielding. It is stronger. It feels stronger than the other orreries that you have opened up. It seems to be amplified.
I'm going to investigate around. I'm looking for a logbook.
All right.
While she does that, I'm going to touch the rod to it.
All right. You touch the rod to it. Evangeline, you know where to look. You're going to find that logbook. You know where to check.
All right.
You touch the rod to it. You sense a pooling, almost a magnetization. And you kind of follow that around the orrery to where you can actually insert a portion of the rod.
I'll do that.
When you do that, you get a sense of it's waiting for something. Like it is prepped and ready to go. And now it's waiting for something. Probably it's waiting for a command, waiting for command. It's waiting for you to say something, to give it direction. Roll me. There's a number of ways you can do this. You can roll me religion. You could roll me insight. Or you can roll me arcana.
I will go with insight.
Okay.
I'm not a very religious cleric, okay? 26.
26. All right. With your insight, you put it in there and you feel it's ready to go. You feel like you might just need to twist it and give it another orrery to connect to.
Based on my vision, which one should these connect to?
This one in particular, which you know it will connect to automatically if they're open, up and running. This one in particular will connect to Saji if it had been there. It would connect to Rarmon at this point. It would connect to the obelisk of the water god.
Is that one up and running?
And it might, yes, it is. Remember, Phalathus did that one.
That's right.
It might even reach down to the citadel of the Iron Saint. Its shield might reach that far.
I will give it each of those locations utilizing the old names.
Okay, using the old names. When you give a location, you will see a portal appear. And if you give it a new location, you will see, you see looking in that it's another orrery. But if you give it another location, you see that orrery change. It seems like it's giving you direct access to the ones that are up and running.
What if I give it the name of one that is not up?
It looks like the portal goes dark. There is a portal, but there's no picture. It seems like it's only half connected.
Okay. And it looks like does it get big enough like I could step in? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I will deactivate it for the time being.
All right. The resonation when you turn it back and pull it out, you no longer feel that pull or the resonation because it's no longer attached to the orrery.
And I will let the group know what I found. And then I'll go start looking at the treasure.
All right. Evangeline, you open up that logbook. Looks like the last name was sometime in the Second Age, like you expected. This time the name is Violet.
Violet.
Yep. And put a song in Joe's head.
Purple Rain.
And you put your name in there, you close it up, and you put it back up where it belongs.
Find it like the other one, Fix an Elf.
Fix an Elf. People are going to read that and be like, what elf?
It's a secret.
All right. And you tuck it away. You go and hunt through the treasure. There is definitely a pile of gold here. If you take the time to count it, you're going to find at least 25,000 gold here.
Honestly, not something that Fix is
too
concerned with. It's more what
pretty well to do.
What items are in here?
You are going to find several small items. You're going to find several small gems and things of that. They don't, with Kadeth's help, they're not magical. But with Kadeth's help, You are going to find 2 items that do appear magical.
I will identify them.
And you identify them. One is a very interesting identify. You kind of get an astral sense with it. It is a ring of shooting stars. And the other one is a shield that you pull out that is magical. It is a spell guard shield.
Ooh. Okay.
I do not know if they require attunement. I do
They
not
do.
know. I do know what
Well,
they do.
the shield does.
It is up to you guys who wants to have those and who doesn't want to have those. But you have been given permission to take them by the dragon. Because he said, what's mine is yours.
Sees no need to take the gold. But if others would like to.
I'll pick up some gold.
Put a little in this pocket, put a little in this pocket, and a little in this pocket.
How much gold does a bag of holding hold?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Well, you'd have to
nanite
also
bag, probably not much.
you'd have to determine how much is currently in there.
Well, I know one of my bags is probably full of nanites at the rate they were replicating. And the other 2 don't have a lot in them, but they're there for a reason.
Probably put a pretty chunk in there. I don't know how much a bag of holding will hold as far as it comes to gold, but
Have to do math on space
I'd have
and
to do math,
volume.
and I don't want to do that.
You can just give me an arbitrary figure.
I say
An
you can hold
arbitrary.
10,000.
I will take 10,000 gold and put 5,000 in each bag.
Okay. All right. Forsyth Cadet, you are welcome to take gold as well. There is still
Sure, why not?
15,000 there.
I got a bag of holding.
All right. Kadath is kind of the same ilk. He's like, I don't really need gold.
I will.
Really do anything with gold, so
Yeah.
I'll take.
I will.
787 so that I have exactly 10,000.
Okay.
I'm already over that. I will drop form and so, because the bag is part of me.
With you. Yep.
Yeah. And I will just start scooping what I can.
All right. Since he took 780 something, you're going to
Yeah.
get 1,400
and
No.
something.
No. 14,000 and something.
Yeah.
14,300.
Okay, 14,300. No problem. That'll put me at just still short of 25,000, so. But not by far.
All right.
I've collected a few.
You get the orrery running. If you take a look outside, those of you who can see the shield can see that it is indeed growing and stretching toward the northwest, toward the obelisk. It is stretching toward the kind of almost southwest toward Rarmon, and almost directly south toward the citadel of the Iron Saint. It is spreading. Do you guys head down?
Absolutely.
All right. You head down. Evangeline, can you vortex warp, or are you going to get carried? Forsyth could probably take a...
I cannot vortex warp myself.
Okay. So Forsyth, you have to take a couple of trips if you want Evangeline and Buckley to join.
I can vortex warp Buckley.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm in human form right now.
Oh, that's right. You're in human form.
How far down do we have to go?
About 65 feet. Hey, wait, you can
Oh,
levitate. Up
I
and
know
down,
what I
up
can
and down,
do.
up and down.
I can only.
I will
levitate myself.
jump,
Oh.
and as I jump, I'll cast Featherfall on myself.
Hey, if you jump, wait, no, can you only cast it on one person?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought it was more than one.
I was gonna say,
Everybody jump all at once.
Fix can just can hop on my shoulders, and I'll levitate myself and Fix down.
There you go.
Actually,
Well,
I'm
Fix
going to
just
cast.
flies down.
Oh, that's true. He has boots. Cheater.
I'm going to cast Freedom of the Winds.
Oh, that's true. You can fly. You can fly. You can fly.
I mean, there's lots of ways we can get down. It's just
I know,
what do
right?
we want to use?
What do you want to use?
Well,
Featherfall
that's
is
what
up
I'm
to
going to
5
use.
creatures.
I can do 5 of us.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm going to do my Freedom of the Winds.
All right.
I
Everybody
want my
else
freedom
gets
of
down
myself.
pretty easily. You push Buckley. You tell Buckley on the count of 3, jump.
1, 2, 3.
And you
1, 2,
Buckley get
oops.
down. Whoops. You get down to the bottom. You will notice almost immediately when you land, the ground is a little softer. And you do see around some of these stones some fresh sprouts.
Sprouts. Brussels sprouts?
You don't know.
Bean
They're not
sprouts?
big enough yet.
You're
Oh,
not
I
sure.
might know.
Alfalfa sprouts?
Well, that's true. You might know. You can roll your nature if you'd like.
Yeah, why don't I do that? Naturally.
Naturally.
Unnatural 20.
There you go.
Wow. Okay. You take a look around. There are various sprouts of just grass, trees, flowers, wild vegetables like wild onions,
It's
clover.
like the whole area just started to grow.
Just started
It's
to grow.
starting to come back to life. It does not seem so barren anymore.
This is a good thing, not a bad thing.
Where do you guys wish to go next?
TBD.
TBD. Well, we can do a TBD and you guys can talk about it. That's fine. Just got to know ahead of time so I can plan it.
Somewhere
we wanted
to
to
the other
surprise you.
side of the mountains.
You're going to need the other side of the mountains
Probably
now.
probably Key and then go from there or something like that.
Go down
We'll
to
have to
Key
take a look
first.
at the map and figure that out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
What other areas do we need to visit to complete the mission?
Oh, here, let me change
Yeah,
the map
'cause
so you
you,
can see.
Took the map off of
I
there.
know. I'm
So-
sorry.
I
it
need
won't
to
let me
see
change
it.
this way. I don't know why it won't let me change it that way. There we go. World map. Right there. Boom. Done. Oh, wait.
Alright.
I
I've been there.
Dun, dun, dun.
We got 3
Wasn't
left.
someone hiding in the Black Riage now?
So we
Someone is in the
have
Black Riage.
Yeah.
We
we
got 3
have
orreries
Hard to
left.
see. Let me see if I can make it a little
the
bigger.
Amber
What-
monolith, the scarred monoliths, and Rachar.
Let's go to the Amber Monolith.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
It's
Uh,
near
north
the
of the
river.
dome.
It's
West of
yeah,
Charmon.
That looks like Tithe.
yeah,
It is Tithe. Tithe River.
Yes.
yeah. That's what
Yeah.
I thought. Tithe River. Yeah, it's west of the obelisk of the water god
West of
Charmand,
Charmond.
north of the Navarrene area.
Northwest of Thrice.
Oh,
Quite a
I see.
ways.
It's got a red circle around it.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
With the red circle round it.
Yeah, I
That
say we
Yeah.
head toward there because we can get to Charmond and go from there, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Been to Charmon before.
yeah. We can
Been to
get
Charmond?
Better, but
we can go to
drove, but-
Charmand by plant.
You've been to Mount Zanlis.
Yeah,
No,
but Charmand's a lot closer.
Charmond is a lot closer.
We've been to Bedgrove too, but I can't remember when.
You went to Bedgrove, not everybody
Oh,
else.
I went there.
Grove.
Okay.
You met
And that
Isabella
was
Harak.
and that was before I was studying plants.
Yeah.
So
Where was the
yeah.
forge again? Was it Mount Xanalis?
It was in Mancala Peak.
Mancala Peak. Okay.
We might get back there one day, but for now, let's get to the Charmand and go from there. Go west
Speak
from
for
there.
yourself. I can teleport there.
I can go almost anywhere. So
I think we have traveling
all right.
down.
Yes, you do. You have traveling down. You have multiple ways to travel. So, all right. So the plan is to pop into Charmand and head on over to the Amber Monolith then, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, that's the plan. So, until next time, this is where we're going to leave our adventurers on the way out of the Orgarek or out of the area of the Orgarek to Charmant. So that is where we're going to end tonight's session. So those of you who are still watching, thanks for sticking with us and watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share the video, comment on the video. Let us know that you were watching. And be sure to check out our website, danddadjokes.com. That's where you're going to find the upcoming events. I just realized I never mentioned it at the beginning. But that is where you're going to find the upcoming events. So you can check out Louisville Con and check on their updates and get tickets and things like that. You can also check out Chicago Steampunk Expo, where Rhonda and I will be running some games, and check out their link as well. So if you're in the Chicago area, come say hi. Or even if you're not, come to Chicago. Come say hi. Is there anything else I need to throw out there? I don't think so. I think I got it all. Right? All right.
So
I think that's it. All right. Have a good week. See you next week.